Hello friends. So today we are again, and this session is specifically for mains preparation, how to score good marks. Yes, everybody wants to score good marks in mains, but what are the parameters on which we have to study, and what are the criteria which will make you score good? That we have to decode. Because like any other examination, till the time we are not actually decoding or getting into the mind of examiner who is checking our copy, we will not be able to score good. Because ultimately, howsoever good you read, कितना भी पढ़ लिया आपने, कितना भी पढ़ लिया, लेकिन जब तक एग्जामिनर उसको उस अच्छे को जान ना पाए, जब तक एग्जामिनर उसको अप्रिशिएट ना कर पाए, तब तक आप को मार्क्स नहीं मिलते. तो इसीलिए बहुत ज़रूरी है दैट आप जो भी लिख रहे हैं उसके अंदर क्वालिटी होनी चाहिए, साथ साथ प्रेजेंटेबल होना चाहिए. तो व्हाट आर द वेरियस क्वालिटीज ऑन विच मेंस आंसर इज जज्ड, and what are the qualities that are necessary to score good in the mains examination. So first and foremost, coming directly to the point, first is content. Nothing can beat that. Nothing. अगर आपको टॉपिक नहीं पता है, उससे रिलेटेड फैक्ट्स नहीं पता है, उससे रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है, बहुत कुछ भी बाकी और कुछ भी अच्छा हो, आपका हैंड राइटिंग अच्छी हो, प्रेजेंटेशन अच्छी हो, तब भी मार्क्स नहीं मिलते. So it is very necessary that you will have to first focus on content. Focus on content means, so all of you must be reading some current affairs, all of you must be reading your books, स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स भी पढ़ रहे होंगे, न्यूज़पेपर भी पढ़ रहे होंगे, कुछ कोई मैगजीन पढ़ रहा होगा, कोई नोट्स पढ़ रहा होगा, कुछ ना कुछ पढ़ ही रहे होंगे. तो जब आप पढ़ रहे हैं तो व्हेन आई एम सेइंग कंटेंट, व्हाट डज इट मीन? इट हैज़ टू बी वेरी प्रिसाइज कंटेंट. सो पहले तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है? टू topically analyze your syllabus. Topic wise, you will have to make a very detailed syllabus. We will soon be uploading one for all the students, so that you can analyze what are the various topics you have to study. So all the topics, whatever you are reading, either this or any other current affairs, newspaper, magazine, or whatever you are reading, इसमें से क्या निकालना है? Data, concepts, facts, and arguments. We have to take all of these out. Schemes, reports, comparisons. So whenever you are reading anything, any book, any notes, you just have to skim through and find these things. Example, if you are writing about supposedly a case, or supposedly you are writing about sexual harassment at workplace or sexual harassment of women, then if you are not writing Vishakha guidelines, your answer is incomplete. So you have to know that there are Vishakha guidelines for such instances. Similarly, if you are writing about women and you are not writing about Domestic Violence Act, again problem. Similarly, if you are writing about unemployment and you are not writing what is the unemployment right now and what are the various projections, if it might decrease or if it might increase, what will be the impact of agriculture, feminization of agriculture, and all of these things. So all of these things must be backed by data, facts. So all of these facts you will have to jot down, bring out. Apart from that, you also have to put in schemes. If there is some problem, there must be some schemes for which government must be working. So you will have to put that in your answers. Then reports on comparisons. Is your scheme comparable to any other scheme of the state, or is the scheme comparable, or if the system or the problem is comparable to any other problem of some other country? So some kind of comparison always brings the quality into your answers. So this is the content part, first and foremost, very important part. And I suggest that we should have some concised content. बहुत ज़्यादा कंटेंट नहीं होना चाहिए. बहुत ज़्यादा कंटेंट मतलब नहीं पढ़ा जाएगा, ना ही याद रहेगा, है ना. तो इसलिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आपके पास जो कंटेंट है वो बड़ा कंसाइज हो, so that you can read, learn and reproduce, because you have to reproduce in your mains answer. Even if you have read 100 pages but you can't reproduce them, no use. Even if you have read 10 pages but you can reproduce, that's the best part. So we will focus only on good content, precise, concise content, and that should be useful to us. Anything which is good but not useful to us should not be, we should not bother about it. Then second is the, what do you say, understanding the question. When I say understanding the question, what does it mean? So even when the questions are asked by UPSC, we might understand the superficial meaning, but sometimes we have to read it again to actually understand what the question is asking. And many times people, in their hurry, when they don't understand the mains examination, they just see, oh, ये तो मुझे आता है, फटाफट से लिखना चालू कर देते हैं. And then they are writing, but they know they are not understanding what has been asked. So it is like very important to know what the examiner is exactly asking. So understanding the question is another point that we must take care. Read a question maybe twice, maybe thrice, till the time you understand what exactly it is asking. Only when you understand the question, you will be able to write a good answer. So there is, it's the first point that you must take care. Understand the question in proper manner. Then sometimes we understand the question, but another thing is tone of the question. What is the tone of question? Sometimes there is sarcasm in a question, sometimes there is a hope which is required in your answer, sometimes there is just the elaboration which is required in your answer, sometimes the critical analysis is required in your answer. All of these tail terms actually are, what are they? They are actually guiding us for a tone. What is the tone? है ना, कोई गुस्से में बात करता है तो गुस्से में जवाब मिलता है, प्यार से बात करता है तो प्यार से जवाब मिलता है ना, कोई सरकाजम में बात करता है तो सरकाजम से जवाब मिलता है, तो समथिंग लाइक दिस. वी ऑल्सो हैव टू टेक केयर that the tone of our question is, what do you say, matching. So in whatever tone the question is asked, our answer should be in that tone. Then fourth point is articulation. Articulation means we have to articulate our answers in a proper format. कहने का ढंग, है ना. किसी को अगर सिंपली कह दिया जाए कि तुम बेकार हो, अब उसको बुरा लग जाएगा. लेकिन अगर किसी को कहा जाए मे बी यू आर नॉट दैट गुड राइट नाउ, या फिर मे बी यू कैन इम्प्रूव, थोड़ा सा बेहतर तरीका है कहने का, तो वही चीज आर्टिकुलेशन है. इन द वे यू आर्टिकुलेट योर आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, the way you put it in the best of words, so that's very important. So concepts are known to many students. Sometimes most of the students know their concepts, but problem is that even when they know the concepts, they are not able to put it in the right words, in the right tone or in the right articulation. बात वही कह रहे हैं लेकिन अच्छे से नहीं कह रहे, हैफ-हैज़ार्ड तरीके से कह रहे हैं, नहीं मजा आएगा, मार्क्स मिलने में प्रॉपर मुश्किल आती है. सो द वे यू स्पीक, द वे यू राइट has to be in a proper articulated manner. So it is like when somebody is actually talking, so the kind of the conversational attitude there is similar we have to follow when we are writing an answer. So it has to be in very laymannish terms. You don't have to use flowery language, flowery words, but it should be articulated in a very understanding manner. समझ में आ जाए क्या बात कह रहे हैं. जैसे कोई आर्टिकल पढ़ते होंगे आप न्यूज़पेपर में, है ना, समझ में आ गया तुरंत क्या कहना चाहते हैं, क्या क्रक्स है. लेकिन कई लोग आर्टिकल्स लिखते हैं तो कितने कॉम्प्लेक्स बना देते हैं, आखिरी तक पढ़ लो समझ ही नहीं आता कि क्या कहना चाहते हैं ना. समटाइम्स पीपल आर नॉट एबल टू क्लियरली पुट अप what they are actually delivering. So that is the wrong articulation. Articulation should be very nicely put up. कैसे आप अपने शब्दों को पिरोते हैं, वो वाली चीज है. Articulation is very important. Then fifth is प्रेजेंटेशन. प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है. अगर हम इस बात को है ना, मैं हमेशा एक एग्जाम्पल से समझाने की कोशिश करती हूँ कि अगर हम किसी ढाबे पे जाते हैं तो हमें दाल मिलती है 250 रुपये की, है ना, या फिर 100 रुपये की. 100 रुपये की मिल जाती है दाल. और वही दाल जब हम एक रेस्टोरेंट जाते हैं तो 250-300 की मिल जाती है. और जब हम फाइन डाइनिंग में जाते हैं वही दाल, या 5 स्टार में जाते हैं तो वही दाल 800 रुपये की हो जाती है. क्यों हो जाती है? इज द क्वांटिटी ऑफ दाल चेंजिंग? नो. इज द क्वालिटी ऑफ दाल चेंजिंग टू मच? नो. व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम देन? The problem is majorly that the garnishing over it. So in dhaba there is a lot of dal but not put up nicely. एक स्टील के बर्तन में लाके रख दी. In restaurant maybe in a proper bowl they will deliver the dal, but in fine dining very exquisitely curated bowl with small cream layer on the top with कोरिएंडर, धनिया भी डाल दिया, सुंदर सा बना दिया उसको. तो 250 से 100 रुपए से 800 रुपए की हो गई दाल. सो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? डिफरेंस इज प्रेजेंटेशन. सो सिमिलर मार्क्स का डिफरेंस कहाँ से आ जाता है? प्रेजेंटेशन से. एंड नाउ इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द प्रेजेंटेशन. सो फर्स्ट criteria of presentation is para-making. Para-making means how do you make your paragraphs? Don't write very long, lengthy, unmanageable paragraphs. Nobody is able to read it properly. So we have to write in short, small, crisp paragraphs. Small, short, crisp paragraphs. And each paragraph should be separately visible. Absolutely visible. कौन सी बात कहाँ पर लिखी है एकदम साफ साफ. So that each point is, students are, examiner is able to see, oh, in this paragraph he or she has written this. In second paragraph he or she has written this. Absolutely, absolute clarity must be there. Then apart from para making, point format. So many of the answers must be written in point format. How do you make your points? Are your points visible enough? Are you making points where there is necessity, or you are just randomly putting your points, or you are randomly making number of points without any substance? All of this we have to take care. Our points must be very cogent and properly numbered, properly arranged, so that the overall presentation looks very, very good. Apart from that, another way of presenting is flowcharts. So flowcharts are very important because they are the pictographical depiction. Sometimes you don't have time in mains and you have to put up a lot many points. So make a flowchart, or maybe make a diagram, simple diagram, hub and spoke diagram, simple, brick format, staircase format, this, or you can write. There are a number of ways in which you can represent your arguments, data points. So you can use pictographic presentation. It helps because at the outset only the examiner is able to see, oh, बच्चे को पता है 10 point, oh, बच्चे को पता है ये किस तरह से लिखा जाता है, and they pop out, and that gives you marks. Because if you make the life of examiner easy, they will make your life easy by making you selected. So it's very important that we do not make our copy difficult to read. We have to make it as easy to read as possible, so that whatever our qualities are, whatever the positives are, we are easily accessible. Examiner is easily able to see what are the good qualities of this answer. Absolutely, there should be visible outrightly. छुपा छुपा के नहीं रखना. छुपा छुपा के क्यों नहीं रखना? भाई छुपाने की जरूरत नहीं ना. एग्जामिनर को साफ साफ दिखना चाहिए. Because how much time do you think the examiner has while reading your copy? Not much. है ना? Let's be practical. They are, they have to check many copies per day, and of course each copy is really taxing to read. 20-25 questions, very difficult. So it's important that we make very easy to the examiner. देखो बिल्कुल सुंदर कॉपी है हमारी, देखो पढ़ो मार्क्स दो, बात खत्म. वो देना भी चाहते हैं, but sometimes we make so much ghuchad in our answers. We make our answers so haphazard that examiner is also not able to give you marks then. So of course we have to present in whatever nice manner we can present. Then you can also make pie diagrams, etc., maps, timelines for history, and all those things we can put our presentation in a proper format. There should be a proper distinction of introduction, body and conclusion. Proper भाई ये 3 से 4 लाइन का इंट्रोडक्शन, उसके बाद बॉडी के 3 से 4 पार्ट्स, और उसके बाद लास्ट पार्ट कंक्लूजन. प्रॉपर फॉर्मेटिंग होनी चाहिए, and this formatting should be visible also. It's not just that you have made this formatting in your mind, it should be visible in your copy that there is a distinct introduction, body and conclusion. Okay, now coming, of course, one more thing in presentation, highlighting or underlining the important points. Very important. Do not underline each and everything. Not important. Because if you underline everything, examiner is not able to see what you want to highlight and they start ignoring your underlines. But if you underline too little, only 1 or 2 words, not sufficient, because examiner is not able to find important points in each paragraph. So how much should you underline? Optimally. Important points highlight हो जाएं, unimportant points ना भी दिखें तो कोई बात नहीं, है ना? So all the important points in the minimalistic manner should be highlighted with the underlining of pen. Some people do double underlining, some people make mock boxes, whatever suits you. But we have to highlight whatever we want to highlight in our answers. It's a part of presentation. Then 6th, very important part is logical flow. What is logical flow? So logical flow is that logically your answer from first line to the last line should be connected. Very important, very, very important that all the parts should be connected. Because sometimes what happens, students start writing and when their thought is not articulated well, then they will start putting points. एक याद आया वो डाल दिया, फिर दूसरा याद आया दूसरा डाल, तीसरा याद तीसरा डाल. Now all these points are not connected. It is like आपने सब्जी बनाई लेकिन कभी कुछ डाल दिया कभी कुछ डाल दिया, तो वो प्रॉपर अरेंजमेंट में ही नहीं बनी, तो बन पाएगी क्या? नहीं है, अच्छी नहीं बन पाएगी. Similarly is your answer. If your thoughts are not arranged, then your answer will not be arranged in a proper logical format. So everything should be logically following the other thing. So all the arguments you are presenting, for or counter, this should be logically arranged from introduction. Our introduction should be leading to the body. Body, each point should be leading to the other point. Then the criticism or the comparison should be leading, and at the end, naturally, very logically, conclusion should come. So it is like a good story. Just, when you read a good story, it's completely logical. How it introduces itself, how everything follows, and at the end there is a conclusion. So it should be very logical, beautiful, palatable. अच्छी कहानी की तरह. So अच्छी कहानी पढ़ते हैं ना तो पता भी नहीं चलता शुरू से आखिरी तक कब खत्म हो गई. लेकिन अगर बुरी कहानी पढ़ते हैं तो there are confusions. How it started, who is this, where it went, like वो वाली कहानियाँ होती है ना जो फ्लैशबैक में चली गई फिर वापस आ गई फिर ये हो गया, समझ नहीं आती आसानी से, है ना? बहुत दिमाग चलाना पड़ता है. बट एग्जामिनर इतना दिमाग चलाता ही नहीं है. Even if you have written all the points, if they are not logically arranged, if they are not leading one to another, examiner will be like, okay, you can write, you know the points, but you cannot write well. And they want officers who can write well, because much of the work on files is in written format. All the commands and all the directives you will be giving are in written format. So if you must be able to write well, especially related to all those important topics. So it's very important that you have the logical flow in your answer. Very important. Apart from that, 7th point we can say is vocabulary or keywords. Very important. Vocabulary the words which are required for that particular examination or that particular paper. Example, you are writing an ethics paper, and if you're just writing, we all should be good, we all should be honest, it doesn't sound very interesting. It's not revealing the passion of your feelings or your ideas. So what should you have to use some technical, or I should say rather the keywords of that particular subject. Like you might talk about ethical competency, probity, fortitude, courage. All of these you might have to use as your keywords that you will write. Ethical infrastructure of a society, also corruption index, or all these are the ethical terms which deliver your feelings and which deliver the whole idea in a small number of in less number of words. Similar, if you are in economy, then you will have to use the economic technical terms. If you are in polity, constitutional terms, you have to write about those articles, you have to write about in that language. In history, again, there is a different language you have to follow. All of this require, of course, a definite training a little bit, but you can also do it yourself if you try. You will have to work a little harder, but yes, how a history answer should be written, it's not exactly the same as polity. So if someone is telling you, answer writing, for what subject, it's very important. So of course there is some general guidelines. These are the general guidelines. But at the same time, when you are writing history answers, you should have a proper understanding of how to write history answers. You should have polity answers, direct keywords, direct data, direct way of writing it. So it has to be a very, very targeted approach. You cannot copy polity answer writing method in history. It won't work because the style of both the answers is absolutely different. दोनों एकदम अलग अलग हैं, एकदम अलग अलग तरीके से लिखे जाता है. हिस्ट्री का आंसर, पॉलिटी का आंसर, इकोनॉमी का आंसर सब अलग अलग तरीके से लिखे जाएंगे. कोई भी एक तरीका दूसरे के लिए उतना कामगार नहीं है. Okay, then next, after vocabulary, 8th point is sentence formation. Sentence formation matlab how you form your sentence. Sometimes when we are writing really fast, I have seen a lot of copies in which students are writing, they know the concept, but when they are writing, their sentence is not right. They are sometimes skipping some words, they are merging two sentences, they are making long sentences, and sometimes the meaning of the sentence is not making, the sentence is not making any meaning, because somehow the arrangement of the sentence is that, or maybe they are thinking two thoughts and they are writing. It's very important to have proper sentence making formation. Proper formation of sentences should be there. It should not be random. उसका मतलब निकलना चाहिए. It's very important. So how you make your sentence. Then 9th, we have to see that all the subparts of the question are addressed. Subparts, all the subparts should be addressed. We have to be very sure that if you have, or if UPSC has asked 3 questions in one question, then all the 3 parts are given due weightage, due space, time, effort, as well as importance in your answer. So you should be dealing all the subparts. Don't skip. If you understand the question well, then you understand the subparts well. It's very important to do that. Then it's important to keep in the word limit. Word limit, why? If you're not able to understand limit, plus minus 20-25 is okay.